Hi everyone. I hope everybody's having a good day today. So today I'm going to talk about the fruit of the Spirit, faithfulness. But before I do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment in the comments section, and of course, hit the notifications button. So I'm going to start off reading a couple of scriptures that have to do with what I want to talk about today. So this first one is from chapter 25, verse 21. His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." This one is from Luke 16, verse 10. One who is faithful in the very little is also faithful in much, and one who is dishonest in a very little is also dishonest in much. And then there's 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 2. Moreover, it is required of a steward that they be found faithful. Webster's definition of faithfulness is loyalty, adherence to duty, and an adherence to promises or covenants. So, faithfulness, it's not always, showing up on time for work. That's definitely part of it, but it's a whole lot more to that. It's showing up even when no one else does. It's following through and being faithful to what you know that God has called you to do. It's walking in integrity. It's letting your yes be yes and your no be no. It's setting up that, like I said, that stick-to-itiveness and that follow-through that, people are going to know that, your word is your word. If you say one thing, you're going to be faithful on it. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to vacillate. I don't know, maybe today I'll do this and maybe tomorrow I'll do that. Or maybe you have a project you're really excited about and you're going to start it. And then 3 days in, you're going to be like, it's not working out, right? So I quit. But no, it's that stick-to-itiveness, that showing up all the time, that being faithful in the little, faithfulness. God tells us, He calls us to be holy because He is holy. And we're to be imitators of Him. And He's faithful. There is nothing that He says that He's not going to do. Not one word that He promises just falls to the ground and doesn't get accomplished. Everything that He says, you can rest assured it's going to happen just the way He said. He's going to do exactly what He says He's going to do because He's faithful, and thank God He's so faithful. So definitely being faithful it takes a lot of self-sacrifice, and again, the fruit of the Spirit, I was saying the other day, it all works together hand in hand. So I've noticed that about each and every individual one, they all work together hand in hand. It's like with that faithfulness is that self-control and love holds it all together, and it all just goes together hand in hand. So God calls us to be faithful in everything we do, faithful in our relationship with Him, faithful to, He might call you to do something, and again, you show up, and even if no one else does, if you're faithful in the little, He'll give you more. He's sort of like taking a test, or or a learning curve. You learn a little bit, and then if you get that, then the teacher expands on it, gives you more. And then if you learn that, the teacher expands on it and gives you more. And that's why we have preschool all the way up to high school graduation, and then of course you got college and graduate school and all that after that. The point is, if you're faithful in a little, He'll give you more. So little by little, and He expects you to be faithful because He's faithful. So I just wanted to encourage you with that today. If you feel like you're going to give up, and believe me, I know how it feels. I really do. With this YouTube channel, for instance, there are some times I'm like, okay, I want to be able to reach more people. And every time I start to get a little bit, my feathers get a little ruffled in that area, I'm reminded that God calls us to be faithful in the little, and then He'll give us more. So, that brings me back to, okay, I'm going to stay focused, and I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm going to keep continuing. I'm not going to give up. Believe me, I've wanted to more than one time. Just quit, give up, and we all do that. We're all like, well, what's the point? Nobody's listening. Nothing is coming of this, so I might as well just give up. I have other things I really need to do. But that's what the enemy wants. He wants us to give up like that. And, if we do, then we're never going to see what it is God has for us in the future, because, we're busy giving it up, and we don't have that stick-to-itiveness, and, we're not walking in faithfulness, which again culminates out of a relationship with Him, that intimacy, that one-on-one with Him, because He is faithful. Because He is faithful, that's how that faithfulness can be worked in us and out of us and through us to others. It's because it's His faithfulness. So again, I wanted to encourage everyone with that today, and I wanted to tell everyone, have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will see you next video.